If you've been practicing your serve consistently, you've been working on it for a period of time, but it's just not improving anymore, then I want to explain what's going on and what you need to do to fix the problem so that you can serve at a much higher level. Now, what this comes down to is that at the moment, your eye to hand and eye to foot coordination isn't good enough to serve with a better quality technique. Because if you had the eye to hand and eye to foot coordination, you would already have a better serve, or at least you would still be improving, because when we practice and work at things consistently, we generally improve fairly steadily, slowly, but steadily, until something stops us. Basically our skill, our ability stops us. Now, at the start of the serve, we're definitely going to be thinking about the coordination. So the serve, the biomechanics, one of the most complicated shots in tennis, and I could argue all of sports. But as you kind of start and then you go into the loading and release phase where you're doing your ball toss, this is something that a lot of players struggle with. They simply don't have the coordination to get a good ball toss as they're moving forwards into the loading phase, and because of that the ball toss goes absolutely everywhere, and that's one of the biggest things that holds players back. So we've got a lot of coordination at the start, then we've actually got a lot of balance that's required on the serve. You know, for most of our other strokes we're kind of planted on the ground and we're able to see the floor, but with the serve, when we go up into our loading position, now my head is looking up. I can't actually see the ground, and that is a big challenge for a lot of people's balance systems. It's one of the reasons people aren't able to load properly. Lack of balance is also one of the things that prevents people driving up into their serve, because if your brain is scared because it doesn't know where the ground is, it's sure not going to let you jump 3 feet off the floor into your serve. So the coordination requirements, the balance requirements are massive. And then that's where the visual side comes in, because once the ball has left our hand, we've now got to be able to start our swing by driving through the back hip at the right moment relative to kind of the flight of the ball. And then from there, it's going to be about the coordination again. So can we use the correct sequence? Can we use our kinetic chain where we're driving through the back hip to initiate the racket drop? And then can we get the precise timing at the back that's going to allow us to go up into pronation? And that's tremendously difficult. About 18 months ago, I started learning to play tennis left-handed. Some of the shots were fairly easy, like the volleys, really simple. The backhand was surprisingly simple. Forehand was a little challenging, but the serve was extremely challenging. Firstly, the ball toss. I couldn't believe how hard it was to coordinate a ball toss with my right hand, but then getting the timing of actually driving through your hips and using the kinetic chain in the correct sequence, it took me by surprise how difficult it was actually. So the coordination requirements on the serve are absolutely massive. So these are realistically the things that are going to be going on in your game at the moment, preventing you from improving your serve. And when you're limited by one of these underlying skills, it doesn't matter how much you practice, it doesn't matter how much coaching you take. If your body can't do it, it can't do it. So the only way to kind of really improve past a certain point is to improve the function in these different systems. The good news there is that this is something that's very, very doable. Now, I've made a free vision program to help you get started. The vision program is going to show some eye movement drills, which are going to be really important for your serve, obviously very important for the rest of your strokes. It's also going to start to show you how to train your balance system, and again, that's going to be absolutely key for being in your loaded position and being able to accelerate up into your shot. So if you would like to work on the free program, I'll place a link up there, and I'll place a link down in the description so that you can get hold of it and start working on it. But there's a lot more that we can do with this style of training. So if you would like to dive a little bit deeper, I've created a masterclass. It's going to teach you all about using brain-based training for vision, for coordination, for focus, for concentration, and all of the kind of underlying systems that are going to be required to improve your tennis. Okay, hopefully you have found this a worthwhile video to watch. I know it's different than a lot of the serve videos out there that kind of break down the way that the pros hit their serve, but you've most likely seen a lot of those already. Potentially you're very frustrated because things aren't improving. That's why I made this video, to help you understand there's a reason you're not improving and there's something that you can do about it. Okay, any comments about what we've talked about here, leave them down below, and I'll catch you next time.